it is live now. Let me see.
Alright, we are live. Get our boy man ready. Actually, the same thing. So, yeah, the same things. That's hard. I can see myself. See yourself? See the phone.
Whatever page I'm on, there's two people watching.
You can smoke on camera in here, right? Yeah, that's totally. Can anything explode in here or what? Literally nothing. Voltage are good. It's about
It's got to be on.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands. Hands look big. I know, right? Yeah, should I or something? Yeah. Yeah, it was someone really famous actor that was never credited, and they just kind of yeah. It's just great. That's I never sacrifice. I never had it's like the best soundtrack of all time. But that movie was built. It's such a well built movie. Americana. There's so many people like turned down. It's got shut down too. Tom Hanks and Spielberg. That's actually shooting. Yeah, they were that far into shooting. They ran out of their over budget. Yeah, they're over budget. They got to the scene. So this was a lot of location shots. Yeah, because they, it's the most those on college shots. And so that's why got the movie finished. Because Hanks and Spielberg were going to finish it. Yeah, I was geared up. So I lived up to moving on. I've never seen Saving Private Ryan. Really? Yeah. It's like one of those, like, it's like
Brandon,
my movie that I've never seen.
say something.
Say something? Say somewhere?
I've never seen Saving Private Ryan.
Yes. He's never seen it.
Never seen that movie. But I have it on my iPad. Don't spoil the ending.
Yes. Some Titanic. Don't spoil everything. I'm just gonna say there was enough room
on the raft for Jack.
Did you know that
She could have let him
I'll
on
tell
the
you guys
raft.
a story. So
the wood.
One at a time.
Test, 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 test.
I'll
Hello.
tell you. I'll test
Sibilance.
this out. I'll tell
Sibilance.
you. Syphilis.
Yeah.
Syphilis. I'll tell you a
Step over
story.
here now.
So, my parents worked in the movie industry, and as a young kid, not that young, but kind of young, I was on the scene of James Cameron's 1997 Titanic. So we're at the very end of the movie, right? It takes a long time, and
He's telling a story.
I'm there.
Art.
I'm there, and Leo comes on the set.
But we know him as Leonardo.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio comes on set, and we striking up a rapport over the many months, and he looks over, he's just like weathered, he's like, man, it's been such a long time. And he looks over at me, he's just like, I am just so sick and tired of this movie. And I look over at him and I say, I feel the same way. It's like, he looks at me and says, what are we gonna do about it? I don't know, but I'm getting too old for this ship. That's it.
God bless me.
That's like taking you a mile to give you a dad joke right there.
No, I've got.
Let's get here. I'm going to introduce you guys.
Oh,
ready?
we're on.
We're on. Yeah, we've been on live. They've been listening. There's people watching.
I
Listen.
didn't get to tell my story about me being in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Okay.
Everyone heard my great joke.
Hey, this is Art Whitaker. We're doing another Milk the Funk live here. We've got Brandon Jones of Yazoo Brewing and Embrace the Funk. Jay Goodwin of the Rare Barrel. You can watch Jay on the Brewing Network on the Sour Hour and listen to him too, archived.
You'd want to listen.
Most people prefer to listen.
Yeah, whatever. But I don't know. But so they're going to talk about a few things that they're doing here. Jason Town brewed with Brandon. I'll let them go ahead and I'll kind of monitor the video. Like I said, as always before, if you want to ask a question, type it in the comments, and then I will forward the question to the guys. So here it is, Milk the Funk live at Yazoo Brewing, Nashville, Tennessee.
As the
All right.
host, you should,
Is that
you
me?
should go first.
All right, I guess I'm doing this show.
Over
Hey
to you,
guys.
Brandon.
Yes. Let's thank our sponsors. No, we so Jay's in town. We launched this this collaboration idea. Guess it dates back to early summer last year. Jay texted me, and we'd been talking about doing a collab for I don't know, a few months, a few years, over some beers, and it finally came up. Jay had a really good idea. What if we crowdsourced the idea and we brought in a lot of folks that knowledgeable, that could get excited, bring some neat ideas into the fold, and figure out a way to crowdsource a whole beer and to bring a community together of homebrewers. So yeah, we came up with this crowdsourced sour. What were we hashtagging it? Sour collab?
Hashtag sour collab.
Hashtag sour collab. So we decided to brew it here at Yazoo, and so we sent out a series of surveys. Finally narrowed it down. It took, I don't know, 20 or so surveys over the course of 2 or 3 months.
Many surveys, yeah.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with them.
Not true. Not true. We sent out the surveys, and we're listening to you guys, what you wanted to brew, and getting your feedback, and that was great. Started with a lot of raw data and kind of culled that into a few more pointed discussions about where we wanted to go with this beer. I have to say, Brandon and I were pleasantly surprised with what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
I really thought this might be more complicated than it was, but we actually decided to make a tart saison and with both of our house cultures, and that it's so brilliant in its simplicity, but
Yeah.
really I think what Milk the Funk is about is the frontier of fermentation complexity. And so we didn't focus as much on crazy things happening on the hot side or anything like that, but we really are going to drive complexity through the fermentation. And that, I mean, we're really just getting started. So just today,
I mean,
earlier-
this is the beer. Like
It's
we
over
brewed
here.
this morning. Well,
it's already great.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
We have our first question.
Oh, we
we
have
do?
a question already.
All right.
Don't interrupt me, whoever. you know who you are. Just I was talking, but okay, we'll answer your question.
And so, hey, I got to point out too, our question proctor is Mr. Linus Hall, the owner of Yazoo Brewing Company.
But actually, feel free to interrupt.
Someone, Daniel Leonard asked, why are you fermenting in the totes instead of the conical? And we did it.
Okay, so Daniel is asking why we're doing fermentation in totes instead of all these conicals that are behind us. So we run 2 separate buildings for the Yazoo Embrace the Funk program. Our other facility, our barrel facility, is about 5 miles away from this location. So this is where our brew house is. the idea is that this is how we transport. We can get all this on the box truck and take it over to the other facility, and that's where our barrels are, and that's where we're able to do all of our mixed cultures, and basically anything that's not clean Saccharomyces is over there. So really there's no technical rhyme or reason. It's simply a logistical thing that we can lift these up with the forklift, we can put them on the truck, and we can take them over there. We'll get the initial fermentation, the high krausen, inside of these, and as soon as we go into barrels, that's when we're gonna probably add the mixed culture that Jay sent, and then I'm gonna pull mixed culture off of our 60 barrel fooder.
And it's pretty common to ferment in these style of vessels for sour beer brewers, for the millions, maybe even billions of people who are watching us right now.
Literally. 7 billion?
7 billion.
Yes,
7
7
billion.
billion
Got
people.
it.
Hey, man, it's starting to go.
Got it.
It's early tonight, though. You know, the West Coasters ain't even home from work yet.
West Coast, I've never heard of it. Overrated, I say. But yeah, I mean, it's sour beer programs start as a lot of side projects to, you know, normal production, and the way to build that up is through a lot of, you know, alternative vessels. If you any of the billions of people out there listen to the Sour Hour, you'll hear our last episode that just got posted about the brewery Taru, and that's where I used to work at the brewery, and we used to do fermentation in puncheons, and that's how we kept our house culture. And I think a lot of the home brewers who are maybe the billions of home brewers who are listening out there, 7 billion. Yeah.
12 billion? Man.
You know, you guys understand, you know, you've got your wife, your husband, and they're like, hey, get these frickin' carboys out of here. It's crowding out our entire apartment or house. You know, you do what you have to, and a lot of innovation comes out of circumstance. We have a phrase that we like to say at the Rare Barrel, because all we make is sour beer. And that seems like it might be limiting, but at the same time, we have this saying that says, constraint breeds creativity. And in times of like, hey, here's all we can do, sometimes you can create whole new things that you never thought would happen before. So it's exciting to be able to do that as sour beer brewers, and it's not very uncommon to see alternative fermentation vessels in sour beer brewing.
Yeah, and these things work great. I mean, they hold, so we put 10 barrels. Our batch size is 40 barrels here. These hold about 11 and a half barrels each, so you have enough headspace inside there to get the initial fermentation down. You get some blow off inside, but it's not, you know, you don't get a whole, you know, 4 barrels worth of loss or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, they just work great. It's just kind of a necessity of how we, you know, how we run the program. There's no real, you know, there's no influence that we're trying to do on the beer based on it going in a
Although
square.
I think it's going to be great for the beer also.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
not a lot of pressure on top of it.
Mhm.
You know, let those esters come out,
Yep.
and it's going to be great.
I mean, people literally called it the greatest collaboration of all time.
Many people are saying that this is the best beer of all time.
I believe so. I mean, we have so many people involved in this too.
So
It's
many.
not just us, and
Yeah.
that's why it's going to work too.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's crowdsourced, and I believe that. And that's how we're going to rebuild.
Hey, this beer that I have in my glass is pretty good. What's this?
So we're drinking some batch 1 cherry de rouge right now too. So
Oh.
we were standing here while Art was setting everything up, and we realized we were almost out of beer. Well, Jay was almost out of beer. I wasn't. And so that's from the year that the very first year we entered GABF, and my first GABF medal for barrel aged sour beer. So happy to share that with my buddy here.
No big deal.
And drink that. I probably should hurry up and drink this beer here.
So we're excited for today, obviously, that we're here. We've brewed this collaboration wort. We pitched the yeast that we all talked about. But one thing I wanted to mention to, again, the billions who are watching right now, is that, you know, it's really just the beginning. There was a lot of work that went into getting to this point,
Yep.
but I think the next steps include hearing from, I'm here until Sunday. It's, what day is it today? Friday?
It's Friday.
I believe many people are saying it's Friday right now. And I think Brandon's going to be the one to update us on the progress of this beer over time. And I think we'll start to talk about what the flavors are that are developing, kind of monitor it over time, and perhaps this beer will come out as tart saison only. So our cultures together and the saison yeast that we have and the recipe we all decided on, but also there may be some discussion of secondary ingredients. So I encourage all of you guys to stay tuned to this process. Stay engaged. We'll keep updating you with hashtag Sour Collab. I'm learning about hashtags. I thought
they
it was,
work on Facebook too.
I thought you were supposed to call them hash. I thought it was hash brown,
Hash brown or
which
number,
I prefer, but
pound
Pound.
tags.
pound tags. So pound tag Sour Collab. That sounds wrong, but
It's so right.
you've seen a lot of forms from me, Google forms and surveys and stuff like that. I think. And I'm just announcing this live so everyone can see it. I'm passing everything over to Brandon now. All of the work is over to Brandon, and he has graciously accepted this response.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saying it out loud, and everyone's hearing me.
This is the first
Now
I've heard
it's
of
for
this.
sure,
I thought,
yeah.
I thought this was like a weekly
We did
visit
not
thing.
discuss this, no. But we're gonna hopefully get some updates on the beer and how it's developing along the way, and that's
Well, I think
exciting.
one of the cool things too is the amount of microbes that we have in this. I mean, I haven't done, just now thought about that, but I mean, we talked about the Brettanomyces that's going to go in this, and we talked about which variations of it are going in. But I mean, once we start adding like our foodoriculture, I mean, our foodoriculture has around 15 to 20 in there. I don't
we
know how
have
many
30.
guys.
We have 30. So
You get 30, we're on the West Coast. But I
No,
mean,
but it's
just
a
when you
lot
start
of-
adding it
yeah.
up, and that's what you were talking about was the simple complexity of this beer, and that's why the way that this came about is going to be so beautiful in this, because the base grist is so pure, so simple. I mean, it was 70% Pilsner and 30% wheat, and then we did Sots at 15 IBUs, and then we added 5 or 6 pounds of our aged 2011 or 2013, I can't remember, but EKGs. But anyway, 5 pounds of aged hops in there, so that allows a lot of room for the microbes to express themselves and to create all these layers and all these nuance in there. So the aromas are definitely going to have some room to play with without other secondary ingredients. So that'll be a fun thing to watch develop. And if we start seeing something developing that we think may tie in really well to another secondary ingredient, we can start sending out some other surveys. So the collab doesn't end just on brew day. We still have a lot of time to make
it's
this
only
beer.
just beginning.
Yeah, I mean, this is the true fun part of this.
This
is now that the word is done, the yeast is pitched. It's hopefully we'll start seeing some CO2 production tomorrow morning. That's what this is when the fun part starts, and we can talk about flavor development. We can start putting these out there, some of these data points out there on what we've done. So this is what this blend of, and we did Blagies and DuPont.
Yep.
So DuPont was 70% and Blagies was 30%.
I believe so. Don't quote us on that though, because we've had 6 or 7 amazing Yazoo beers in the last 35 minutes. So
35, 36.
We're trying here.
Yeah. Mr. Hall.
Yeah, so Daniel again asked, is it only Brett that's in the cultures, or maybe answer? Because Brett makes beer salad.
Oh my God. He's gonna troll. Even the brewery owner trolls me on this.
So as we just said, the primary fermentation is
Yeah,
a couple
so-
strains of saison, but the secondary.
Yep. So right now we did. So the initial pitch is only saison yeast, and it's a blend of two. 70%. We believe it's 70% DuPont and 30% Blagies.
Many people say it's
Many
70%.
people. There could be literally billions to say it, but
Millions of billions. Of DuPont's.
But right now we have not pitched any lactic acid into the totes. There's no Britannomyces unless I didn't do a good job cleaning the totes.
And we did the best job.
I feel like we did. I feel like we made these totes great again.
Yeah, we did.
But
This is not going.
can we start over? No.
But yeah, no, clean primary fermentation.
Yeah.
But
We want to
between
drive.
us-
Well, we really want to drive the saison base in this. So
Yeah.
this will differ from actually what we do here at Yazoo on saison de bois.
Saison du Bois, which we just had earlier, is
yeah,
tasting great.
Great, thank you. That's the one that so we basically when we do that we do the entire fermentation in oak, and that oak already has a bunch of mixed culture in it, so it has Brett and a lot of lactic acid bacteria from the jump. So it kind of loses, I think, a little bit, especially in the aging, that saison quality to it. It's still very farmhouse-esque, I believe, what you would have had back in the day if you were working in the fields. But yeah, I think this one is probably going to have a lot more saison character to it, which I'm not mad at that. I mean, that sounds incredible to me.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
Drives some good esters, some good bubble gum, some black pepper character to it. I think that's going to really play well with the cultures that we're going to put in there.
Yeah, we'll see how the Brett interacts with that over time, and it gets back to us talking about how, you'll tell us how this is doing over time, and then we'll match. If we want to do a secondary ingredient, we'll match that over time. I should also say that after the primary fermentation, we've been lucky enough to get some barrels from
That's
Rocky
right.
Mountain Barrel Company.
That's right, Mr. Skylar Weeks.
Our friend Skylar over there. So
Yes.
thank you, Skylar, for the barrels that are coming in this as a part of this collaboration. And we'll see how that ages out over time and adjust from there. Also, I should say, I don't know how much time we have on this video, but before we do anything else, any more questions, I want to say a big thank you to everyone at Yazoo Brewing Company for hosting myself here this week. It's a really great place to come visit. It's only my second day ever in Nashville. And I'm having an awesome time. If you guys are watching this video, I definitely recommend coming to Nashville. And from what I've seen, Yazoo has got to be your first, second, third. You should probably do 5 or 6 stops, get some growlers, buy the merch, do everything. It's amazing. These guys are great, and it's a great place to come and visit. So definitely come to Yazoo and
I got a question.
make a day of it, make a week of it. Hey, just move here. 150 people a day move here. So Nashville, it's happening. Oh wait, sorry. No, the traffic has been bad a little bit, so don't move to Nashville.
We got to get
Just
that
come and visit. That's it.
get the Music City Star rolling a little better.
Yeah.
I think we have another question.
From me,
Oh, from Mr. Art Whitaker.
what do you think about hot chicken, Nashville hot chicken?
I just had my first sampling of hot chicken, and I can report back that it's hot. And there's some chicken in there also. No, but we went to, what was the place?
Bolton's.
Bolton's.
Yes, we went to
and
Bolton's.
we got a mild, we got a medium, we got a hot, and we got a very hot or extra hot?
Extra
Extra
hot.
hot.
Yep.
So I ate a lot of the mild. I was
Pink
surprised.
lemonade.
It's
Pink
not
lemonade.
mild. It's spicy. It's spicy, and I like spicy. Not as much as I thought. I realized today, but so that was pretty spicy. Medium was really good. I think I like medium the most.
Yeah, medium's what. That's
We thought-
when I go to eat lunch, that's what I get. I get medium, especially at Bolton's.
We there's maybe a little confusion. We thought the hot was the medium, so I took a big chunk of the hot.
Oh yeah.
And that put me out of commission for 4.5 minutes. Where I needed to deal with myself, my tongue,
I wish you
the
guys could
sweat
have seen
coming
this.
out. That was difficult. One of the most difficult things I've ever had to deal with. And then I just had like a little tiny morsel of the extra hot, and that was, I think as you called it, a novelty.
Yeah, the
It's
extra
ju-
hot.
it-
there are very few people that like order extra hot. I mean, there's people crazy enough in this city to do it, but you don't. No, I mean, that's not what you go to eat. I mean, you go to eat your meal, but you have to get like a little bit extra hot just because it's extra hot. And
Yeah,
you're in Nashville.
why
And
not?
you've got lemonade. And, you know,
We
light
had a lot of
bread,
lemonade.
Lots of lemonade.
Bread.
Yeah.
Get extra bread. That was a good
That's
call.
a good call on the extra
Order
bread. See,
the
I would
extra
not steer you
bread.
wrong, Boothang.
Ranch dipping sauce. The mashed potato side, key. The macaroni and cheese did not help me.
Oh, it didn't? I thought the cream would definitely.
It
the
didn't.
creaminess
It
of the
didn't. It was
sauce.
it was the mashed potatoes. But yeah, we'll cover all this in the sour hour, of course. The hot chicken hour.
Turned into milk.
We're starting a new podcast.
Milk
I'm
the
calling it right
spice.
now. Yeah, milk the spice.
Talk a little bit about, you just did your another cool ship. I won't say your first cool ship because you've done cool ships before.
Yeah.
But that you got a brand new cool ship and you just filled it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's for you. Sorry.
Yeah. So the rare barrel is now in the spontaneous ferment. God. So yeah, Linus and I, we'd been talking about this for quite a while. Do I need to go here, like this?
Oh,
Is
me?
this good?
Him?
Is this good? We good?
Am I doing? Where do I put my
So
hands?
Linus and I had been talking about having a cool ship fabricated for quite a while here. We did our first spontaneous back in 2012 here in Nashville, and actually I don't know if you can see them, but they're kind of over my shoulder here. The large tanks back there, the 200 barrel tanks, and so you have to cut the roof open to get these tanks in. And it was in a great crisp December stretch of weather where it was, I mean, probably the lows were in the 20s, the highs were in the 50s. It was just very dry. The weather was great. And
Sounds
so they're getting
terrible,
these,
but-
yeah. And so they're getting these tanks
Good for
dropped
spontaneous
in
beer,
from the crane, and I come in and I kind of just started here at that time. I mean, I'd probably really been running ETF for about 6 or 8 months at this time, and I come in and they're dropping it in, and I'm just like looking up, and everybody's crowded around, and they got like an inch, 2-inch clearance on each side of the roof, and I said, "Oh man, cool. It's going to be open for a little while, this roof." And then Linus is standing there. He's like, "What? Yeah, sure. It's like, "Great, I got an idea." So he's like, "Yeah, whatever." And so like go over to the pilot system and brew up some turbid wort, and just very starchy wort, and had some aged hops at my house. I've been aging in the attic, just leftover hops from homebrew days, and took it upstairs, had some sawhorses, and had this large container that I bought. I don't think I've actually ever told the complete story. The container I actually bought was from Big Lots, and took it upstairs and set it on the sawhorses, and we made like 15 gallons of wort and put it in there and let it just sit out and let it inoculate overnight, and then ran it in and into some carboys with some oat cubes, and let that sit for like a year and a half in the carboys, and then finally went to taste it one day, and I was like, "God, this tastes really good." Had just like this bright pear, lime, just leather type character to it. So we served some in the tap room. We served some at our Sour Beer Fest, Funk Fest, and then we thought it was pretty good, so we entered it into GABF, and ended up going to the medal round and scoring. I think we scored like a 41 on that, which I was pretty impressed with. I think that was the first year GABF had a spontaneous category, and so I felt really good about that. I've done a couple other things before we moved. At that time, we were still hosting the barrels upstairs before we had our off-site facility. So I've done a few other things up there just to kind of test the waters, so to speak, and gotten some pretty good cultures still upstairs. And finally, we just last fall, Linus and I were talking. I said, that I think this might be the next step that we need to do. And this idea that the cool ship lives over at our other facility. We have to bring it over here for brew day, but also, if it's going to be mobile, let's make it mobile to go do other things in this area. So let's build it, let's construct it to where, and if we're going to build this thing from scratch, let's fabricate it to where it's going to fit on a trailer, and we can put 2 of these guys on here because our cool ship holds 600 gallons. So it's fabricated to where we can do that. And we've got great relationships with a lot of farmers around here, a lot of blackberry patches. We've got our own hop farm here in Nashville.
Yeah.
And so,
And I can announce tonight that the Tennessee Titans have agreed to let them do a cool ship on the 50-yard line next season. Let's all clap it up. Oh, wait. No. No, I'm sorry. I'm getting word that is actually false. That was jumping the gun. I'm sorry.
We fumbled. And so we want to take the cool ship out to other places in this area in the city. We've got I think we've got a great stock of local flora around this area, and there's plenty of farms out there. And where there's fruit, where there's active growing, there's yeast, and we want to nab that.
Yeah.
We want to bring that local character into these beers. So that's kind of the idea. If we're going to move it anyway, let's make it so we can move it. We can still do all the work that we need to in this, and make truly local Nashville beer. We're fortunate enough too to have a lot of great growing barley and wheat up here. So the cool ship beer that we did, I went up. There's a farm about 20 minutes north of Nashville, and they grow all non-GMO products up there. So we go up there, and it's great. And that's one of the cool things about working with the local ag department. And I reached out to our ag department, and speaking with them on who grows what, and trying to navigate that system, and finding out who's doing things. And so we found this farm, and just going up there and going to this guy's house that happens to have like this enormous field behind his place, and he's got silos, and he grows buckwheat and soybean and barley and wheat. And you just go up there, and we just load it in the back of my truck, and you literally hand the guy that did it a check and talk for a few minutes about the weather or whatever, and then go eat. And the Titans. That's a bad subject here.
Mariota's coming back.
And I think he will.
Mariota.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So-
Apologies.
And so that's just such a cool thing, I think, is to be able to do that, and to keep that. If we're going to go with local flora, let's get as many local ingredients in this as we possibly can. It's not just for the hell of just doing it local. It's simply because these are the ingredients that grow here, and that's the ones that we want to use, just because we want to support people. We're a small business. We want to support our other small businesses, and just I don't know. I just think there's such a cool thing about handing somebody a check at their own homestead and getting oh my God, we have multiple questions, literally millions of questions.
Thousands. Wait, actually, I have one real quick. Did you guys make? I think we had this beer. You sent it to us on the Sour Hour on the Brewing Network. Ding.
That's lunch meat, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly
Okay.
right.
Lunch meat.
Was there a saison
What's up, JP?
inoculated with the wild cultures?
We did. So the initial culture.
That beer was great.
Yep. So the cultures that I saved, and I kind of messed this up a little bit after the fact, is I had saved some cultures just in a bottle, and just kept in our cooler from that initial cool ship batch, Big Lots cool ship, and saved it in there. And I knew I wanted to pitch it in something one day, and we had these Sauv Blanc barrels that we had saison in, and so I thought, we need to do a batch for just for the tap room, and then make something special for our citizens in our state of funk. So I went and got those cultures.
What is that? State of funk?
Well, we will get to that after the break.
Okay.
And so I went in, and I got the cultures and just poured them in the barrels, and then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, I only poured ever one bottle of this, and I just dumped everything into this barrel that already has other things in it. So I lost all of our first cultures from that are in that beer, but saison, that's the saison remixed is what that was. And it really pushed a lot of a stone fruit and apricot character in there. There was no fruit in there. It was just simply what those cultures lent themselves to. So
that's excellent.
That was
join the State of Funk, although it's very exclusive.
It's closed for this year. It'll open back up.
Sorry, don't join the State of Funk.
Do it in November if there's anything.
November 17. check it out. State of Funk.
Yes.
Great beers.
We have a question, sir.
So we have a question from Matt, and he also people are asking if you
What is Matt? What is Matt's last name?
Matt Kent.
Just want to make sure it wasn't left.
Thank you for interrupting us, Matt. Kent. What's the question?
I thought we were doing that.
Great question. Yes, we can repeat the question. All right, next question.
He's doing a kettle sour, and he asks, it's taking a long time to bring it down. He asks, is it better to build a starter up before you add that to the kettle sour, or just pitch it?
So Matt Ken is asking. He is doing a kettle sour.
Yes.
And it is taking him a long time to bring the pH down. Is that correct? And he is asking if he needs to build a starter up of the lactic acid before he pitches, and in future batches. Is that correct?
Let's
Okay.
answer it at the same time. 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would, I would actually like to know where his cultures come from. Is he doing yogurt? Is he buying cultures from? Is he popping up in
Actually,
capsules?
while we're looking that up, I should say yogurt is the thing that is interesting because at the Craft Brewers Conference, there was a talk about kettle sour beers, and a lot of interest was focused on yogurt as the starting culture for commercial kettle sour beers. And there were breweries, and don't quote me on this, although I guess this is video, so I'm being quoted on this,
Quote
that
yourself.
there's, you take a couple of 48-ounce tubs of Greek yogurt with, I believe it's Greek yogurt, with the non-fat, no flavors, whatever.
Whatever Nana would choose.
Whatever Nana?
Yeah, Nana.
Nana would choose.
It's a commercial.
It's obviously from the 1980s, but I'll move on. But some brewers will use that, like a couple of those for maybe like a 15 BBL batch. So that's 500 gallons, right?
Yeah, 20 would be
About.
600. So.
I've actually got something to add to this.
Come on in.
I've got a little bit to add to this. Mike Karnowski, who used to brew Green Man and now at Zebulon, who brews some fantastic sour beers. He's been at Embrace the Funk Fest.
That's right.
He used to do some yogurt brews and to sour his beer and yogurt. And somebody brought that question up on Milk the Funk not too long ago, and I said, you need to ask Mike Karnowski. And you know what he said? He said, use L. Plantarum. He says that's what he goes. He doesn't use yogurt anymore. He's using L. Plantarum.
So you can get that in pills and
I'm not sure how
and,
Mike's a
Good Belly.
probably Good Belly.
Yeah.
Also, I should say what I was talking about before. You can look up. Something's happening over there, but you can look up. We're on a little bit of a delay over there.
Yeah.
Just wait till the boy band album drops.
You can. What I was talking about with the Craft Brewers Conference talk on kettle sours. You can Google that. It was when it was in Portland. There's some Oregon brewers, and you can find that the PDF or the PowerPoint of that online will be one of the first things if you just type in everything I just said for the last minute.
Hey, speaking of the Craft Brewers Conference, it's coming up here in Washington, D.C., but guess where it's at next year?
Nashville,
Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee, right? Am I right? Yeah, 2018, Nashville, Tennessee.
Right up.
And for all you Southern brewers, we have
I'll
the
be back.
Southern Brewers Conference in August here in Nashville. So, go to the Southern Brewers Conference page on Facebook. We had about 1,000 brewers show up last year in our first year. So make sure you come out. That we'll have a lot of informative guests and also a great trade show. So look up Southern Brewers Conference on Facebook and come out.
and bourbon.
Probably.
Probably. I'm just
Probably.
I'm out of
based
here.
on-
I'm
based
getting
on
back
my-
to monitoring. You guys keep talking.
Based on my visit, I'm sure there'll be bourbon.
Yes.
We have one more question.
All right, we
Okay.
have another question.
One question. Adam asked, I think correctly, Brandon, why did you choose to put the cool ship, or where did you choose to put the cool ship and why?
So
I
Adam
guess-
asked Brandon only, where did you choose to put the cool ship and why? And I'll take my answer off the air.
Yes. I love this guy. So why did we make the decision to put the cool ship where we did in the brewery? Well, one, just to kind of keep it out of the way. In the brewery here, so where I'm standing, there's actually an open area above me, but probably like 10 feet to the left of me is the upstairs area where the grain storage is, and then there's a row of tanks that kind of butt up against where the grain storage starts, and then we have louvers on the side of the building that can draw in air. So it was all about airflow and position of where we can actually do that. So if we can get good landing or airflow coming across the cool ship, and to be able to get the work down to temp, that was kind of the most ideal place based on airflow inside this building. So,
Great answer, Brandon.
yes,
We have another question.
Armand told me to do it.
Josh Kaufman.
Okay, I like these last
Josh.
names.
Surviving Tampa Bay Beer Week.
He says what now?
Any advice for surviving
Tampa Bay Beer Week starts off tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. Oh wow, that's
Tam-
right.
So,
Actually,
so Josh asked, any advice for surviving Tampa Bay Beer Week?
yeah.
Go Rays. Go ahead.
Well, I would say Pedialyte.
Let's say hello to our friend Chris Johnson.
That's
out
right.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Bob.
Just trust whatever Chris says.
So yeah, I don't think we've even said this publicly either. I actually, 1 week from today, Bob and I are actually brewing a collaboration today at St. Somewhere. So
All
there's
right.
a Milk the Funk exclusive on that.
Exclusive.
So,
Another Brewing Network exclusive missed. Damn it.
is that the helicopter thing we're looking for? We were trying to do on the last show.
Bum 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 bum.
Moscow. We don't even need Moscow.
Matt, who asked the question, goes, thanks for the definitive answer. I
Thanks,
started
Matt.
out with lactobacillus,
Bacillus.
lactobacillus, but added a J yogurt.
Yeah,
after
that's
24
Greek yogurt.
hours, and it didn't seem to be doing anything. He goes, this is what Milk the Funk Live's for.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
it's not doing it.
if it's
well,
not
go.
doing it, I mean, I don't know.
One,
The
two,
blood.
three.
Yeah.
Dump it.
Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
if it's not working, dump it, man. I mean, don't
Do
put
it,
yourself through this. Do a starter, build
Exactly.
it up, hit up, go get some Good Belly, hit up Lance at Omega Yeast to get some of his blend. Those things are bulletproof. I mean,
No hops. Make sure.
yeah, no hops. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's another thing we need to ask him too, if he actually used hops in there, because the strains of lactic acid that are in a lot of yogurts are very hop sensitive. So, I mean, even if you're at like 2 IBUs, it can truly inhibit the growth of that lactic acid, and I would also watch his temperature too. He didn't state a temp, and if you're doing mini yogurts, you're going to be around 90 degrees. It kind of works opposite of what you think it needs to be. So basically, I think your range is about 85 to about 95 degrees in there. So you get about a 10 degree swing when you're trying to sour with those type cultures in there. So, the hops would be where to start. But yeah, I mean, if it's not doing what he wants to do, he needs to dump it. And I assume it's 5, maybe 10 gallons, and move on, man. Your time is worth more than this. And if you're going to share this beer with your friends, that could be the first sour beer that they ever have. And if you don't hand them a good one, then they may not ever be turned on to anything else you ever do. And then they come to Nashville, they won't come to my brewery, and they won't buy my beer. Don't
You
mess
should-
this up for me.
should also say that, you said time, your time's worth more than worrying about this. It's hard to get away from that time you spent making that work, though,
Mhm.
right? I mean, because you spent the time to make the work for this beer, and then you also spent the time to cultivate these cultures at a higher temperature for a day, 2 days, 3 days. But at the same time, there's like a economic principle called sunk costs, and sometimes it's just more valuable to cut bait and not consider all the investment you put in. It's hard. It's like the virtue of quitting, basically. No one wants to quit, right? We're brewers. We want to figure this out. We want to fix it. But sometimes the best course actually is quitting, because that batch wasn't good.
It's just moving on. It's not necessarily quitting.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
quitting
you can-
making sour
yeah.
beer. You're just moving on.
You can
And that
term
just,
it how
that
you want.
happens. Yeah.
Yep.
And I agree. I mean, I know you dump a fair share amount of beer, and so do we. I mean, there's plenty of barrels that just simply don't turn out. And I just, if you're going to make it a point to come to Yazoo or go to in our retail places and buy a bottle of our beer, then I'm going to make it worth your while. There's just no way that I'm going to make you come to our brewery or go to anywhere in this town or wherever we distribute to. You get a draft, it's going to be something that I believe is truly, is a truly good beer. I'm not going to do that to somebody. So if that means that I need to dump 5 barrels and I may have to destroy a couple barrels, then so be it. I mean, that's what this game is. And there's a definite game in this. And there's some things I simply don't have control of. There's some things that you can correct that are some small off flavors that you're not necessarily covering up that you can help correct. You can pitch, you can run in a lot of Brettanomyces into a beer that may be showing a lot of diacetyl, and that'll help clean that up some. Sometimes you just need to let it sit in the bottles for you bottled something, you plan on releasing it in 3 weeks, and it just doesn't work out that way, and so 8 months later now you're releasing that beer. And you have to sit on that investment. You got to make the right decisions. So from home brewing up to professional brewing, there's a lot of decision making that has to take place, and to make these beers correct and make them true to a delicious style that's enjoyable, that people want to buy a second bottle or a second glass of.
Yeah. Making a bad beer doesn't mean you're a bad brewer. And this is not directed at the person who asked the question. It's just universal to all brewers. Making a bad beer doesn't mean you're a bad brewer. Serving someone a beer that you feel like you've made poorly does mean you're a bad brewer. Frankly.
That's the blunt way to put it.
That's the straightest way I could say it. And again, that's not to the person who asked the
asking about
question.
his kettle sour.
Absolutely not.
Oh, good.
Thank you for asking that question. It's just an excuse for me to pontificate on this, but I think it's hard when a kettle sour doesn't sour in 24 to 48 hours. I think rule of thumb, and I'm not the authority on kettle souring, but I think rule of thumb is
Don't look at me.
cut bait.
Kettle sour hour?
Yeah.
Kettle sour hour coming this fall.
It's JP's show.
Maybe some people may say 72 hours. Many people say 72 hours. No, but it should happen. It should happen fairly quickly. I believe from everything I've heard. So
Yeah.
you're just leaving yourself out there with risk of off flavors. Every hour, every day, you don't put yeast in a beer, and wort. It's not beer yet, really. If you don't put yeast in wort, you're risking so many off flavors that it's just not worth. Again, not worth your time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I want to make it a point too that at this brewery we make about 1,500 barrels of kettle sour goza each year, and you've got 1,200 gallons sitting there that you're kettle souring, and that typically happens within a 24-hour period, even at that level. So to reach that pH, and it drops fairly quick once that bacteria starts to double. I think the last numbers that I read that the bacteria will double every 3 to 4 hours. So, I mean, even in the first 8 hours, you're starting to get some pH drop. So, I mean, if you're going 3 days into that, you should just kind of cut your losses, I guess is the big point.
One more thing.
On that.
If you're going to start making kettle sour beer, buy pH strips.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or
Just-
pH meter. Yeah.
pH meter, the inexpensive ones are
You can get them
sometimes
on
pretty
Amazon
inaccurate,
for like 15
but-
bucks though, enough.
just so you get an idea. You get a rough range. And, if we knew what your wort was at, if it was below 4.6, 4.5, something like that, maybe you'd feel a little bit better. But if it's still in the high 4s or 5 even,
Yeah.
that makes the decision a little bit easier.
I guess the main bullet points to him would be to make sure his IBUs aren't too high, that he has healthy culture, and he's at the proper temperature.
Yep.
I think those three things right there would set him up for some good success on what he's trying to achieve. I don't know what I can't remember the style he was trying to do, but regardless, if he's trying to create acidity using kettle sour and he's going to kill it off when he boils it, then those three things there. There shouldn't be any IBUs anyway at that point if he's kettle souring, but I don't know. Some people may mash hop. You get some extraction out there, even like I said, 1 to 2 IBUs on on lacto P will that'll inhibit the growth quite a bit, and you're just simply not going to get that reproduction in there that'll drop the pH.
Mm-hmm. But good luck.
Yes, absolutely.
Keep at it. You're not doing anything wrong.
No,
You're doing all the right things. Just
doing
going.
Using kettle sour as a tool, that's exactly what it is. It's a tool, and it works
So
in
are
some
we.
people's shops. Yeah, sometimes. You use the right tool for your setup and what works in your area, and it shouldn't. I always tell people, I feel like as long as you're upfront about your techniques, then you shouldn't feel bad about the techniques that you use or the tools that you get to some point. Just be honest and be upfront on what you did. That's my viewpoint.
Yeah, I want to be honest and upfront. I'm almost out of beer.
Sure.
So you guys can enjoy Nashville. How about that?
Yeah,
I think we need to go drink some more bourbon.
Yeah.
I'll
We've
drink
got
some more hot chicken. I'll puree that, drink it.
We got fried bologna sandwiches on the menu tonight.
Fried bologna
Well, are we
sandwiches.
doing fried bologna or are we going to barbecue? We can do either one.
We could do both.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, man.
Well, cheers, everybody. Thanks
Yes.
for
Thank you
listening.
guys. Man,
Excellent.
Art's in here now. He's
Yeah.
gonna make this thing all tidied up. And
Yeah, I'm going to try to wrap this up. I've got to thank Jay and Brandon for doing this. So if you guys are out in California, you got to go by the Rare Barrel, buy their rare bottles, I guess we would call it saying.
Yeah.
Hard to find stuff.
Do you know why it's called the Rare Barrel?
Yes, I do know why it's called Rare Barrel. Why don't you tell that story? We got a
Tell
good
it.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
tell
great
it real
story.
quick.
I've
This
heard
is-
it many
I-
times, but
I just love this story.
It is a great
it's
story.
A cool story.
Okay,
You should tell
I'll
it.
get up here.
Yeah, this is like the
For posterity.
No, it's kind of like the band goes off stage and it's like, oh man, now we're
I
gonna
almost
play
thought I was
Paradise
going to eat some
City.
fried bologna, but now I'm back.
Yep.
Every time I think I'm out.
Welcome back to the South.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, the Rare Barrel, we're an all-sour brewery in Berkeley, California. The reason we named our brewery that is after, for sour beer brewers, a famous barrel called PH1, which I'll try to make a long story medium right now. But it's a barrel that was one of the first barrels at New Belgium Brewing Company, one of the best sour beer producers in the United States. And they mistakenly let it go to Russian River Brewing Company, again, one of the best sour beer producers in the United States. And so this barrel went from making some of the first sour beers at New Belgium Brewing Company to making it some of the first sour beers at Russian River Brewing Company. So quite a legacy. And we were just entranced by this, or ensorcelled by this idea, thank you, that a single oak barrel could influence so much of the history of sour beer. And we named our brewery after that barrel, the Rare Barrel, the barrel that stood up amongst the others and produced such magical beer. Fast forward a couple of years, and we were lucky enough to do a collaboration with New Belgium that involved the beer that was in PH1. And then, unbeknownst to us, they were going to send us that barrel. So it arrived at the Rare Barrel. The Rare Barrel arrived at the Rare Barrel one day, and we filled it up with some beer, and we've been using it ever since. It still lives there. But the thing that's inspired us most of all is that idea that there's one oak barrel that stands above the rest, and how do you take that and make more great sour beer? Take your best barrel and have it influence all the beer you're going to be doing in the future. So just this past year, we started our search for our own rare barrel, and we invited brewers and our club members, Ambassador of Sour, and we all tasted through a bunch of different barrels. There were, grades for each barrel, and we compiled them. And we had a final tasting of the last 10. Vinny from Russian River and Lauren from New Belgium came, who were kind of integral to the story of PH1, the story of the rare barrel. Were there for our first final judging of what our rare barrel would be. And we picked one, and now it's we served it at the Rare Barrel, and we have that barrel still, and we're propagating the yeast and bacteria inside of that barrel to continue to influence the rest of the beer throughout our cellar. So we're going to do that again this year, and we'll continue to do that because it's our philosophy that we want to take the best that we have and put our best foot forward and continue to propagate all those yeast and bacteria. But it just speaks to so many things that mean a lot to us, which is paying homage to who's come before us in sour beer. Not only the European tradition, but the beginnings of American sour beer, but then also the commitment to quality that I think both Yazoo and Embrace the Funk have, Brandon, and we do at the Rare Barrel, and we want to continue to spread that across the sour beer community. So that's all I have to say, because I really need some bourbon right now.
Would you say that you were standing on the shoulders of giants at some point in there?
I would say that. Thank you.
Get it?
Standing on the Shoulders of Giants. That's a beer we do too. It's our beer name. Trademark the Rare Barrel. I won't bore you anymore. I'm sure we're going on. I don't know what. This seems like a podcast. All right. This has been the sour. All right. No, just joking.
Thank you, Art.
Hey, thanks.
No,
hey, guys.
thank you for
It was
coming.
really good.
It was good to share these moments with you guys.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody. You can ask more questions. We'll try to get them to answer. I know this was kind of just a last-minute thing. I actually put the wrong date on the calendar, and I saw a picture of Brandon and Jay. I said, whoa, I got to get over there. And I'd already scheduled another thing. If you're interested, I'm interviewing Sam Caligione.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, 1 o'clock Central Time. It'll be on the Tennessee Craft Beer page. He's doing a tour, and so check that page out, Tennessee Craft Beer Magazine page on Facebook. If you want to ask some questions for Sam, Monday, we'll go ahead and do it. And hey, that's a wrap, guys. Thanks again.
Yeah, absolutely,
enjoy
Art.
Nashville, man.
Thank you.
Oh, and also,
All you guys, thank
Funk
you.
Fest tickets are on
Thanks for
sale.
coming.
Oh, that's
out.
right. Yes.
Tell
yeah.
you.
Now that Alan's in here, our taproom manager, we probably should mention that. Tickets to our 5th annual Funk Fest, all sour, wild, funky beer, funky cheeses. We've got cheese.
The cheese is
Absolutely.
amazing.
Oh my God, the cheese is incredible. Bloomy Ron, Kathleen does an incredible job. So we got an education area every year. We have some great folks come out and speak, and Mr. Goodwin is going to be one of our speakers this year. So
If you've
you
gotten
can
this
come.
far in the video,
Yes.
I assume
You're going to hear
you
more of
wanna
this
hear me talk.
lovely voice at Funk Fest this year. So
I'll be
yeah,
there.
we've got an awesome lineup of speakers. I don't think we've actually ever announced who our speakers, any of our speakers, before the day of.
Don't break it.
So I did it especially for you.
Don't break the
especially
rest.
here.
The rest
I'm
are a
not
mystery.
going to tell the rest because they're super secret, and people will have
and you'll do it on the Brewing Network.
Yeah. Breaking news. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go drink some.